Okay. So as you all know, we are going to walk through this Mesh TCSI reporting feature that you can use for your VSL reporting to TCSI. In this today's session, I'm going to cover several topics such as what steps you need to conduct first before getting this TCSI feature available on your Mesh platform. That might include configuration setups such as TCSI configuration and product configuration. After that, I will also walk you through the prerequisite data that you need to report on your Mesh platform before you start doing your reporting. After that, I'll also let you know what are the steps you need to follow to do your actual TCSI reporting from Mesh platform. And then last but not the least, which is error resolution. So during reporting, you might get few errors. So I will let you know what would be your first standard approach to resolve those errors during reporting. So before we start, as you all know, HepCat has been replaced by TCSI to provide seamless experience to all providers as well as students. And we are glad to announce that Mesh is now TCSI ready, as Mesh has been working actively on this TCSI feature to make it available to all its clients. Currently, we are also getting feedback and we are checking feedback with each and every client of ours to make sure that we can enhance this feature even more to make it more efficient towards our clients. So feedbacks are always welcome. That help us to enhance it even more. So to get this feature available and enabled on your Mesh platform, first you have to complete three basic steps. First is you need to make sure that you have completed your 2020 reporting through HepCat. If that is done, you can request your TCSI data in JSON format to TCSI team. Once you receive that data from TCSI team, you can share that data with Mesh group so we can do your TCSI data migration, which will be conducted as a separate project. So here please note that we cannot enable this feature on your Mesh platform unless and until we do this TCSI data migration for you, because we have to mark all those data which was reported previously in the current platform. So there won't be any data inconsistencies anymore. So just three steps. First, make sure your 2020 reporting is done through HepCat. Get your TCSI data from TCSI team and share that data in JSON format to Mesh group. So we'll conduct your data migration. Once all these steps are done, you will be ready to do your configuration setup to get this TCSI feature available and activated on your Mesh platform. So as I mentioned before, first step is to TCSI configuration setup. In this setup, you will need to enter your VSL credentials on your Mesh platform. So under configuration setup and college information. So VSL credential, that means your organization ID, your VSL username and your password. Once you provide these details on Mesh platform and record them, this will complete your TCSI configuration setup. Next is your PRODA configuration. So PRODA configuration, as we all know, PRODA is being used to authenticate TCSI services. So there are several steps in this, such as you have to create PRODA account first. Once your account is created, you will need to register your organization in PRODA. Once this registration is done, you can link different services to your PRODA account. So one of the service will be TCSI service, as you are going to use that PRODA account for this TCSI reporting. Once the services are linked, you can create software instance, which is also called as B2B device, which will be needed to activate this feature on your Mesh platform. So once this software device or B2B device is generated, you will receive three credentials: device name, PRODA registration ID, and device activation code. These credentials, the device activation code will be valid only for 7 days. So you have to make sure that you are going to activate and provide these credentials on your Mesh platform within that 7 days period. If this period is passed, you can also create another device and then you can provide that new device activation code. So device activation code is similar to OTP. So once you have those credentials, you can go to Mesh platform to your TCSI feature, and then under PRODA configuration, you can record all those credentials. Then you can click on save and activate. If all credentials are correct, you will receive a success message that your client has been activated along with expiry date. After that expiry date, you will need to create another device along with new activation code. So this is all about your configuration setup. So if you're having any questions with this configuration setup, please feel free to drop your questions in the Zoom chat box. We will compile all your questions at the end of session and will update you with the answers along with recording for this today's webinar. So now let's move towards the prerequisite data. So this is the data that you will need to record on your Mesh platform before you actually start doing reporting. So this data is nothing but in TCSI, you actually report different packets to TCSI portal. So there are total 5 packets: course, campus, student, course admission, and unit enrollment, which has particular data contained in it, which you are going to report to TCSI. So for course, that is nothing but course information. That data you can record on Mesh platform under course manage page, where you also record fee help related data for that particular course. So this information gets reported to TCSI when you report course packet. Next is campus. So campus data gets recorded under training location rooms under manage menu. So when you're recording this campus details, please make sure that you are also recording effective from date. Because if this date is missing, you won't be able to see your campus details on your Mesh TCSI reporting page, because filter works on the date of a criteria. So that's why it is necessary that you should provide effective from date as well. So that was campus packet. Next is subject related information. So while reporting in unit enrollment packet, we also report some subject related data. So that is discipline code and as well as fee help related information. So that you can record under subject setup on your Mesh platform. Next is student packet. So student packet is one of the important packet in TCSI reporting, which contains student related information. So that information you can record under TCSI module of that student, which is available under student profile. So this page it has 3 different information: student information, student course, and disability information. So the first tab, student information, contains all the information specific to that student, such as year of arrival in Australia, level left school, which are mandatory fields in TCSI reporting. This data you can either record manually if student account exists in Mesh platform, or we have also added additional step in 5-step application process where you can collect this information from student itself. So in 5-step application, if student provides this data during the application process, once student gets converted from offer stage to student, this information automatically gets transferred to the TCSI module under this page. So that was all about student related information. Now next is student course information. So this data is nothing but student course enrollment detail. So such as basis for admission, mode of attendance, attendance type, which are also mandatory fields while reporting. So this data you can also manually record under TCSI module for that student. If this data is recorded before subject enrollment, then whenever you create subject enrollment after recording this data, some of the fields automatically get populated in a subject enrollment level as well. For example, mode of attendance. So if mode of attendance is provided under TCSI module under student course information, after that, if you create any subject enrollment, same value will get populated at subject enrollment level as well. So now at subject enrollment level, this information gets reported in unit enrollment packet, so which is fee help information. So here you are going to provide subject enrollment specific information, which will get reported to TCSI. We have also created one mapping document which you can refer so that you can understand which which element of TCSI is mapped with what field on Mesh platform. So that will also help you in during the error resolution. So this is all about prerequisite data that you need to record on Mesh platform. If you're having any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. I will compile all the questions at the end of the session. Now let's move towards TCSI reporting. So to do TCSI reporting, there are several steps that you need to follow. So you can access that page from TCSI feature. It will direct you to the TCSI reporting page. So on this page, you can see there are several filters such as reporting type, submission type. As you're going to do VSL reporting, make sure you're selecting reporting type as VSL. Now next is submission type. So submission type is nothing but the package that you are going to report to TCSI. So when you are reporting this packet, you have to make sure that you are maintaining sequence because, for example, you have to report course first, after that campus, then student, then course admission, and then unit enrollment. Reason is you cannot report unit enrollment unless and until course, student, campus, and course information is reported. So that's the reason you have to maintain that sequence. Next is status filter. So status filter gives you details about the record, whether it is reported or not reported. If it is marked as processed, that means that data is already reported to TCSI. If it is not processed, that means it is yet to be reported. We have also added two checkboxes recently, that is updated only and migrated only. So if you check updated only, it will give you all the records which are already reported to TCSI, but their updates have not yet been synced to TCSI portal. So it will help you to just identify records which are updated after the reporting. Next is migrated only. So migrated only will give you all the records, that is your historical data which you have reported through HepCat. So that was all about different filter criteria on your reporting page. So once you provide all the filter criteria and then if you click on view data, the system will give you all the records which matched with that filter criteria. There is also reporting period. So if you provide reporting period, system will give you records that falls between that reporting period. Example, now here reporting period is 1st January 2021 to 14th of June 2021. And if I am going to do, for example, unit enrollments, so it will give me only those subject enrollments where start date falls between these 2 days. So this is how you can also extract data based on the reporting period. Now, on this screen, you can see there is a second last column, action. Under action, there are several buttons. So let's talk about those buttons. So first is green tick button. This button you can use to report your data individually to TCSI. Once data is reported successfully, this button gets replaced by the delete button. So delete button you can use to delete your record from TCSI portal, which was reported. Next is blue icon, which you can use to view data that was reported to TCSI. So this is real-time feature. So whenever you click on blue icon for all the reported data, it will give you all the details for that one particular record which was reported at TCSI. When I'm going to walk you through on platform, I will also show you how does that look. The second last is update sync. So as I mentioned earlier, if there are any updates that have been done to data after it was reported to TCSI, those updates you can sync with this update sync button. Now last is numerical value. So this numerical value is nothing but the UID. So whenever you report any record to TCSI, in response we get unique identification ID from that for that record from TCSI portal. So which is nothing but UID which we are saving in our database. So this is all about the steps that you follow, that you need to follow to do your TCSI reporting. So two main points here you need to make sure that you are maintaining sequence as well as and second is you are providing correct filter criteria to get the correct data. If you are having any questions with this reporting sequence, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. Let's move towards error resolution. So during reporting, there are high chances that you might get several errors because reason could be data is not recorded properly on your mesh platform. So that error responses you will get under response column. So if message is in green color, that means it is a success message, that data got reported successfully without any errors. But if it's in red color, that means there is an error and you need to fix that error. So once you click on that, you will get to see one TCSI notice with the different messages. So here there are two types of messages. One is in yellow color, which is warning. So you can still report data with warning. The second is red color message, which is nothing but error message. You cannot report any data with error. So first you have to fix that error. After that only you will be able to report that data. So whenever you receive any error, just First, you need to try to understand what that error says. If it, from the error message, if it's difficult to understand what that error, how does that error cause, you can also refer to this TCSI validation document, which has been provided by TCSI team itself. In this document, they have provided each and every error along with its resolution. I will also walk you through with this document once we go to the platform. So in this document, only concern is they have identified each and every TCSI element with element number. So it might be difficult for you to identify where that element is mapped on mesh platform. So for that mapping, you can refer to our mapping document. I will also walk you through with this mapping document once we are on the platform. Now, before we go to the platform, just this is the last part, which is TCSI logs. So on Mesh platform, we are also maintaining logs for each and every TCSI reporting activity. So you can access these logs from the Manage College Materials under TCSI folder. You can order these logs based on the last write time, and then you can access each and every file. So these files will give you detailed information what activity was conducted, whether it was posted, whether update is synced, or whether you have deleted any record. All activities are getting recorded. Now let's get back to our actual platform. Are you able to see my Mesh platform, which I am currently showing?
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so let me show you from the home page. From home page, you can access your TCSI reporting page from this TCSI type. Here you have to make sure that reporting type is VSL, and then you can start selecting your submission type, that whatever packets you will need to report. Let me show you. Now first step is to report course packet. I have created one test data for this session, so we'll use this course for this testing, for the reporting purpose. I'm going to report this course. You can also report data in bulk by selecting multiple records at once and then clicking on process select. Or you can also report data individually by clicking on green tick button. So once data is reported successfully, if you receive message in a green, that means it was reported successfully. You can also view that message in the notification. Now this is green button. I can also delete this reported data by using this delete button. The blue button will give you all the records that has been reported for that particular data on TCSI. So that means whatever fields or details which are currently existing on the TCSI platform for this particular record. You can also view that. So it will help you to verify your data as well. Once course is reported, next step you can report campus. So each and every page we have the same icons, delete button, then view data, and as well as this response message. Once campus is done, then there is student. So for testing purpose, I have created one test student here over here. I can report that student. So for student, there are high chances that once you report student, there might be some changes in student details as well. Sometimes they change their address, so you have to update those address, and then you will need to sync back those details back to the platform again. So let me show you how you can update those, how you can sync those updates. Let me just duplicate this page. So from student profile, you can access his TCSI page from TCSI module. Yeah. You can also delete data by if it is reported and if you need to delete it, you can also delete the records. show you how does update also work. Report this data again. Now let's see if I update some information such as his citizenship effective from date. I'll just make the date same as his date of birth. Then I'll click on update. So once any information is updated, and if you go back to your TCSI page and click on view data, you will get that update sync icon. If I click on update, it will also sync those updated information to TCSI platform. And now you will be able to see now my resident code has been updated because I've updated that citizenship effective from date. So it reported my citizenship details as. So once your student is reported, your next step will be you need to report his course admission details. Let me show you. So we are using this course BSB 51107. I can report that course admission as well. You can also view data which was reported. What was the comment start date and then attendance code. Each and every detail you can verify what is getting reported. Now last step is unit enrollment. So in this packet there are high chances most of the time you receive errors. So let's try to report this data, and I will also show you how you can correct errors in reporting. So whenever we receive red message, that means there are errors. So you can check actually what error means. So currently we are receiving error as unit of study census date is before the unit of study commencement date. So that means the census date which is provided on subject enrollment, it is before the actual course start date. But if you do not understand by the error message, you can also simply copy this error notification, and this is the validation document, TCSI validation document which I have mentioned earlier. In this document, under column K, which is under column J, which is error description, you can search for that error description. Okay, and then you can also get to know what is the resolution for that particular error. Only concern is here they have mentioned each and every element with element number. So it is hard to identify where that element is located on mesh platform. So you can just copy paste that element number, and then you can go back to our mapping document. Here you can search for that element number and it will give you where that element resides on mesh platform, as well as when was the first time we are recording this information for that element. So currently it is under student subject fee enrollment. So let's go to that page. So subject enrollments are under result. I'll select that course enrollment, and then this is our subject enrollment. So that error was related to census date. So census date, as mentioned in the mapping document, it is under subject of enrollment fee help. So under fee help information, this is the field over here, census date. So currently you can see the census date is of 11/1/2016. However, my activity start date is from 11/2/2016. So that's why I need to update it after this activity start. So let me make it 3. Now I'll click on save. Let's get back to this page. Click on view data again because it refreshed the data set. If you try to keep on reporting without clicking on view data or without refresh, it won't refresh that data. On view data again, it will refresh your data and then try to report the data again. So now I've got this reported correctly. So you can also see student enrollment record successfully reported. You can also check the response back here, what our data got reported to TCSI. So this is how you're going to conduct your reporting on your mesh platform. If sometimes there might be some errors which are difficult to resolve. So in that case, you can drop a support a query at mesh group, and then support team will help you on that. But anyways, even if errors are not that big, you are not able to understand what errors are, you can simply lodge a query with our support team, and support team will help you with the errors. So that was all about our Mesh TCSI reporting feature for the VSL reporting. If you're having any questions, you can drop those questions in this Zoom chat box and I will compile all the questions and we'll get back to you on the when we are going to share recording for this today's session. And you can also send us enquiries on enquiries@ratmeshgroup.com.au if you don't have this TCSI feature enabled yet on your platform, and we'll help you with that to get it activated on your Mesh platform. Once again, thank you everyone for joining this today's session. I'll keep this session open just for 2 more minutes so you can drop all your questions and then I will close this session and we'll get back to you with the answers along with recording. Once again, thank you everyone. Have a great day. Yes, we are also going to share presentation slide along with the recording. So you will have it for your reference as. Thank you. For web providers, you will use TCSI reporting to do your VSL reporting. So yes, you will have to do both. You will also have to report your VSL data through TCSI as well as you'll also need to do your awareness reporting as well. For TCSI reporting, it will based on your census date. So within those census days, there will be 14 days period. On that time, you will need to do the reporting. But all those particular reporting periods, I will update you on the response once I provide the slides with you. So you can refer that document as well. Okay, everyone. So thank you for joining this session. I will close this session for now, but if you are having any other questions, please feel free to drop a query on our Mesh support group and we will get back to you on that. Thank you. Have a great day.